Hey, what's going on, gang? It's Jeff, Stock Swinger, hopping on for a little evening update and today's massive panic about the old capital gain stacks. I'm not reading too much into it. It's got to pass Congress, and I think we're jumping ahead of things, but it did cause a little bit of a panic here this morning. Despite it all, AMC was up a little under 2.5%, I think, still in the green. Gamestop was down about 6.5% today. Anyway, you guys, I noticed the last couple hours a lot of talk and a big, huge, massive crypto sell-off. I think that's a little bit of panic from the earlier news in the day. But a lot of people saying, hey, is it the hedge funds selling all their positions in crypto to cover their short positions, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I would like to think so. I think they're in way, way deeper than any sort of crypto. So it could be. I don't know. But something to mull over, right? All the madness today here, this is going up for AMC too. The days to cover, the higher this goes, the better it is for us. This is the highest I've seen it. We've been hovering around that zero point 0.8 or whatever. Days to cover at 2.03. This is from Fintel. Cost to borrow at 26.24%, right? Let's take a peek at GameStop over here. Today, small volume, 4.3 million, 22% short volume. 500,000 still left. That was not changed since yesterday. Interest rate at 1.13. AMC, this looks outstanding. Down here, 0 short shares available. Not a one. 49 mil today, a little over 49 mil, a little under 50 million, I should say. 10.6 million short volume, 21%. Fintel is reporting there on both GameStop and AMC. So, still shorted, both of them, as we know. This is from the paid Fintel. I don't have a paid Fintel subscription. I did pick this up on Reddit. But this here, let's read this short squeeze score. The short squeeze score is the result of a sophisticated multi-factor quantitative model that identifies companies that have the highest risk of experiencing a short squeeze. The score model uses a combination of short interest, float, short borrow fee rates, and other metrics. The numbers range from 0 to 99, with higher numbers indicating a higher risk of a short squeeze relative to its peers, and 50 being an average score, right? Updated frequency. This is on AMC, you guys, too. Here we are. 87.24 is the score here. See other ones, but remember said average of 50, highest of 99. So this is definitely getting up there, right? So that's another good piece of news. Just good piece of news after good piece of news on both of these, GME and AMC. Another good piece of news, speaking of GMC, over here today, GameStop fired up their old 14A, and I think this is coming up on June 9th. I won't read through all this. I'll put this in the link for you guys, though. Yeah, June 9th, 2021 at 10 a.m. Notice of meeting of stockholders, and then some of the things they want to cover on right here, 1 through 4. But you guys can read through this. This is super long. I'm not going to bore you with all of this madness, but I'll put the link in there for you as well. Another thing, too, I found this dang thing. Hedge fund manager charged with 2.4 million PP loan scam. These are our boys Citadel. This piece I'm going to talk about right now, and the next piece is all Citadel. Okay, so I'm not going to read this whole thing to you guys either, but let's just skim through it real quick, okay? And I'll definitely put the link to it in there so you guys can check this out, right? Citadel alum diverted millions in vital PPP funds for his own personal gain, according to New York prosecutor. This was put out yesterday on April 21st. New York City investment manager was charged last week with stealing more than $2.4 million from multiple lenders by fabricating information on Paycheck Protection Program, PPP, loan applications. According to a statement from the Office of Manhattan District Court, Vance Jr. Gregory Blotnick is accused of misrepresenting payroll expenses at his companies Brattle Street GP LLC and BSC Management LLC in applications for 5 PPP loans between April and August of 2020, each from a different bank. Based on alleged false information, the lender approved a combination of $2.4 million PPP loans for the companies. Prosecutors allege the loans were never used to pay employees, and Blotnick instead funneled the majority of the funds into his personal trading account. Right. So I'll put this in there. Blotnick, 33, former analyst with hedge fund company Citadel. Okay, wonderful people there. So I found that very interesting as well. I'm going to pop that in the description too. You guys can read that if you'd like. This one, I 100% read through this. I just came across this on Reddit over here. This is outstanding. Kenny, running out of resources and shorting everything to pay for it. Let's skim through this real quick, and then I'm going to post it for you guys to read thoroughly. TLDR, margin is calling. Below is a list of bunches of other stocks that specifically Citadel is shorting into oblivion to make money to pay for their debt. Oh, by the way, it's not working out for them. So we can kind of scroll through here. Guy took the time to put all of this DD in here. Very wonderfully done. So these are all the different stocks. Citadel at the top of these lists. More DD here. Shorted there. And he kind of goes through all these short positions they have. There's Citadel again, top of the list. Going up. Goes over the free float in here on most of these. More stocks they're shorting. Citadel at the top of the list. More stocks. Citadel at the top of the list. MVIS. Citadel at the top of the list. Just insane. I think this Citadel is in deeper doo-doo than we all think. I really honestly do. So you guys definitely read through that. I am going to pop that on the top link there. I'll put the rest of those in there so you guys can check those out. I don't want to bore you and read all through this stuff for a super long video that we don't need. And then also, too, I found this very, very interesting here. We just had Mr. Jamie Dimon. We were just talking about him a few videos ago. But listen to this. It's only 3 minutes long. But these are the kind of people at these hedge funds, at these banks, all of this savagery going on. This here is what we're dealing with. Just take a listen to this. You got 3 minutes. I'll leave you with this. But definitely worth listening to this. This is pretty sad. I would like to call it sad. So listen to this, you guys. I'll check out after that. I'll leave you with this. But again, you guys, thanks for everything. All the likes, subscribers. Please keep them going. If you like the videos and want to subscribe, that would be super awesome. It's the only thing I ask. And keep the chat going, too. All sorts of people popping in. I've got back with everybody since day one, so that's been a lot of fun. But take a listen to this. I think you'll really enjoy this. Good night, guys, and here you go. Here's this.
Mr. Dimon, you know how to spend $31 million a year in salary, and you can't figure out how to make up a $567 a month shortfall. This is a budget problem you cannot solve. You're an expert on financial statements, and you run a $2.6 trillion bank. I know you're good at numbers, and you've shared lots of opinions recently about how the U.S. should budget its resources, how families should budget their resources, and so I'd like to ask for your help on a problem. I went to Monster.com, and I found a job in my hometown of Irvine at JP Morgan Chase. It pays $16.50 an hour, and so I wondered if I could, if you'd indulge me, when you do the math on this and you do the $16.50 out at 40 hours a week for 52 weeks a year, it comes out to an income of $35,070. Now this bank teller, her name is Patricia. She has one child who's 6 years old. She claims the one dependent after tax. She has $29,100. We divide that by 12. She rents a one-bedroom apartment. She and her daughter sleep together in the same room. In Irvine, California, that average one-bedroom apartment is going to be $1,600. She spends $100 on utilities. Take away the $1,700, and she has net $725. She's like me. She drives a 2008 minivan and has gas. $400 for car expenses and gas. Net $325. The Department of Agriculture says a low-cost food budget, that is ramen noodles, a low food budget is $400. That leaves her $77 in the red. She has a Cricket cell phone, the cheapest cell phone she can get for $40. She's in the red $117 a month. She has after-school childcare because the bank is open during normal business hours. That's $450 a month. That takes her down to negative $567 per month. My question for you, Mr. Dimon, is how should she manage this budget shortfall while she's working full-time at your bank?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Would you recommend that she take out a JP Morgan Chase credit card and run a deficit?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Would you recommend that she overdraft at your bank and be charged overdraft fees?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
So I know you have a lot
I'd
of...
love to call her up and have a conversation about her financial affairs and see if we can be helpful.
See if you can find a way for her to live on less than the minimum that I've described.
Just be helpful.
Well, I appreciate your desire to be helpful, but what I'd like you to do is provide a way for families to make ends meet so that little kids who are 6 years old living in a one-bedroom apartment with their mother aren't going hungry at night because they're $567 short from feeding themselves, clothing them. We allowed no money for clothing. We allowed no money for school lunches. We allowed no money for field trips, no money for medical, no money for prescription drugs, nothing. And she's short $567 already. Mr. Diamond, you know how to spend $31 million a year in salary, and you can't figure out how to make up a $567 a month shortfall. This is a budget problem you cannot solve.
Wow, what a savage. That's lawmaker Katie Porter. She is a beast. That was great. Good night, you guys. Thanks a bunch, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.